One of the reasons that I'm so excited to talk to you is I know that you've spent a lot of time in marketing. And of all the INFJs that I've met, which have been quite a few through my podcast, I haven't met a lot that are in marketing. And when you read all of the information out there about what INFJs should do for a living, most of them don't say marketing. So it's interesting to me that you're in that field as well as me. So I wanted to ask you, how did you get into that field, and is it something that you recommend, that you like, and that you think other INFJs would like too?
I think that's a really good question. So I first got into marketing when I was in college because I really liked talking to different groups of people. Like I didn't know what I wanted to study when I was in college, but I knew I liked talking to different groups of people, and I knew that communication was something that was so powerful for representing a product or a service that I really believed in. And I came at getting a degree in marketing because I wanted to help the people that I believed needed help. But in coming at it and looking at it from the marketing perspective, I knew I had to be selective in who I would help, what brands I would help market.
Right.
So I see marketing as part education, but also in order to be a good marketer, you have to be very strategic. And I think that's where I, as now a marketing consultant, I will stand apart from a lot of other people that work in this space because I go with strategy first. I find a lot of people, and I don't know if you'll agree with this, a lot of people, a lot of marketing consultants, no matter if they're, I don't know, say that they do email marketing or content marketing or social media, they'll lead with the tactic and not the strategy.
Right.
And not think of the goal first and not how do you attack that goal. But what I've been able to gain success with is really kind of looking from a psychological point of view of who do we want to reach? What are they thinking and feeling? How can we position ourselves to reach that population? And what can we do for them to get them to pay attention to what we're saying?
Right.
And so I think me speaking to the more extroverted people in the field, it seems like, and if I could put them in a broader group, it seems like they are very comfortable with being able to get up and start talking to people about something without, they'll say, without having to really think about it or really prepare. But from my perspective and my INFJ perspective, I think that you should prepare and you should think it out first and you should plan it out first. And that's how I differentiate as a consultant. But I think it's also good to know what your boundaries are. I don't know if you get this feeling, but going to a marketing conference, it's draining for me. It's these big personalities and so many things happening at once, and I need to focus on one thing. I want to learn how to leverage the skill set that I have and use the best strategies, and I don't want anything like super fancy and showy.
Yeah.
So I totally understand where your question is coming from.
I think we have a couple advantages too, that we're more prone to listen first and ask a lot of questions. We're very curious. And then we're also good at seeing all the different sides of things. We're good at seeing what people aren't saying, what they aren't specifically saying, but then what their ulterior motives could be, you know, what they're really wanting. And then we're really good at building a story around it, which is where marketing is really strong, when you can build a good story.
Exactly. And I think also the listening piece that you pointed out is something that really helps me with my own business. The first step of working with me is I do what I call a brain pick interview with all of my clients. And so it's an 1.5 to 2 hour interview where I ask a series of questions. And I have talked to other people that have done something similar with other marketing consultants, but they get advice in that interview. Right. What I do is I don't say what I think you should do. I ask questions. I keep asking the questions and you tell me all your stories and all of your experience with your business, then I go back through and I re-listen to the interview, and then I pick out all of the opportunities, and then write it up as my plan of what I would do for the client. And I think that also may have developed to be where I do things because of my INFJ quality.